you've been awake all this time, you'd make a formidable opponent. I can see now why you've inherited the title of boss. And yet, you're troubled. Who are you loyal to? Why do you fight? What is a country? A soldier? Have you lost sight of these things? That's why you retired from Fox. But here you are, back on the battlefield. Once you've inherited the soul of a warrior, you can never leave the battlefield. Allow me to share a story. This whole business about stealing Metal Gear, it was all a setup from the beginning. The idea was the CIA's. They were planning to give the American-developed Metal Gear to the Russians, giving the enemy a new weapon of their own design. Do you know why? To prolong the Cold War. The failure of its planned economy has left the Soviet Union's finances in shambles. On top of that, thanks to the boss's work 6 years ago, they lost the philosopher's legacy. The Russians can no longer sustain the massive military spending demanded by the Cold War. And now America, in addition to acquiring the legacy, has succeeded in deploying MIRVs in battle, and is moving to cement her military superiority through the ongoing Strategic Arms Limitation talks, SALT. At this rate, the global balance of power will soon collapse, and before long, the Cold War will have ended. And when that happens, the CIA's importance will have diminished considerably. So the CIA is giving Metal Gear to the Russians to maintain the balance of power. Metal Gear is a weapon far more advanced than any MIRV. It would be a most valuable trump card for Moscow, one that would render SALT irrelevant. The world would move away from compromise and accommodation, and once again split in two. The age of soldiers and spies would continue. Fox's orders from the CIA were not to guard Metal Gear during transport, but to steal it, and then to pretend to defect to the Soviet Union. A clever plan on the part of the CIA, all designed to protect its organizational interests. This is what you call your country. I will create a world I desire. Just as soldiers have need of talented officers, men have need of talented leaders that are capable of granting guidance to the world. I was created for that purpose. Have you heard of the Successor Project? It was a top-secret experiment conducted by the US government. Its goal was to create the ultimate battlefield commander. The skills to wage war, the aptitude for strategy, the endurance to return from battle alive, and the charisma to overwhelm and master the hearts of soldiers. My voice is endowed with a special power, another product of the Successor Project. And the soldier they chose as the model leader was none other than the legend herself, the boss. I received these gifts. I inherited them. Snake, you inherited the title of boss. You were her last disciple. You and I are like brothers, and as such, I couldn't possibly kill you now. Make yourself comfortable, brother, for you're about to witness the creation of my new world. Soldiers, hear my words. The Cold War will soon be over, for the United States and the Soviet Union no longer have the strength or the authority to shape the world as they see fit. Even as America sinks deeper into the quagmire of the Vietnam War, her allies in the West have achieved tremendous economic growth. And with the collapse of its planned economy, Russia can no longer keep up with the financial demands of a vast army. But the end of the Cold War does not mean that peace will follow. Freed from the domination of the world's superpowers, nationalism will soon be the driving force behind global politics. And the ever-widening gap between rich and poor will fan the flames of hatreds between nations. Nuclear weapons will slip from the superpowers' grasp and spread throughout the world. Soon, no one will know when or where the nukes will come from. Today's ally may be tomorrow's bitter enemy. Or worse, the time may come when soldiers of the same country will kill their brothers, just like you are now. Who of you can say that tomorrow you won't be aiming your rifles at your neighbors, your comrades, your families? Is there no one who has a grudge against you? No one who mocks you? No one who really needs you? Is there truly no one out there who would kill you? One of my men is standing amongst you right now. His instructions are to kill you for your betrayal. Your enemy is standing right beside you. Is it you? Or perhaps you? This planet is like a giant bomb. See how easily it blows itself to bits with a single nuclear warhead. Or rather, a single bullet. There he is! It's the enemy! I don't have to kill anyone. These men are quite capable of doing it themselves. Humans are fragile, foolish, violent creatures. See for yourself, Snake. See what mankind truly is. To free the world from the Patriots' control, I'll create a new global balance of power of my own design. My goal of building a new nation of mercenaries with only the most capable soldiers is real. But this peninsula is not the right place for it. Our nation will be an organization of shadows, without shape or form. We will lurk deep underground and intervene in conflicts all over the world. History will be ours to control. I will accomplish what the hollow shell of the philosophers could not with a superior breed of soldiers. This organization will be the true peninsula of the dead. I call it Armies Heaven. I will not allow the world to be a playground for abstract national interest and petty political gambits. I will use superior force of arms to achieve superior force of will. Thus I will make the world whole again. For I am the successor, and this is my calling. Open your eyes, Snake. This is our calling. It's all part of a greater mission. Compared to this calling, the individual wills of individual soldiers are meaningless. Those who have no calling must be given one by those who do. They must follow the teaching of those with a greater will. It is my calling, and I will bestow it upon others. The countless masses with no wills of their own must devote their lives to a higher cause. They must give up their trivial lives, their petty contentment. They must sacrifice all their energies to the cause, pour their feeble lives into it, as the boss once did. 6 years ago, during Operation Snake Eater, Volgan launched an American nuclear missile at Soklov's research lab. This caused a change in plans, and the US government had to assassinate its own operative, the boss, to prove its innocence. And you were the assassin, Snake. Do you really think Volgan committed the terrible crime of his own will? It was all a setup from the very beginning. Volgan launching the nuke, the boss's death, even your mission in Groznygrad, Snake. It was all the work of your country, and a single deviously cunning strategist. The boss gave up her life, even if someone else willed it. She sacrificed her own life for her calling. It was a noble act. This is the end, Snake. Metal Gear has already entered launch mode. Trajectory calculations and target locations have been set. No one can stop it now. Not even you, should you defeat me. But I know you won't let me go without a fight. And I too have a reason to fight you, to prove who I really am. Let's find out who the true successor is, Snake. Let's finish this. I don't believe it. The product of the successor project, beaten by a flesh and blood man like you? It seems you are the true successor of the boss. The story about soldier genes. Perhaps it was true after all. You are the true successor. Get out of here, Snake, and take this with you. It's the equipment, personnel, and funds I amassed in secret to build my army's heaven. All the data stored in that film. No one else knows about it. I'm giving it to you because you and I are the same. Someday you'll be glad you have it. The one who fights and survives must carry on the legacy. Such is our fate. Go, Snake. I've said everything I need to. You are the one who will inherit my genes. You are the true successor. Be loyal to yourself. Go forth and find your own calling.